Welcome to another episode of Modular Wild. I am Raul. This time we're going to do a demo on the Synthrotek delay module, their newest delay module that has come out for Eurorack. It has a Bucket Brigade style delay, if you watch the profile video. And it's a little bit of a different flavor, although it does have some of the same tonal characteristics as the Echo module next to it. We're just going to be sticking with the delay module for this demonstration, but I may do one where I compare the two if you're kind of curious what that sounds like. Our delay times are going to kind of range between 30 milliseconds and 1.13 seconds. I've decided to kind of use a couple things. Let me show you the first thing that we're going to be working with, and it's a patch I have down here. I have an LFO over here triggering a sequencer. The sequencer is generating notes, and those are going through a quantizer right here. And then that quantized note is then going to a VCO right here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's an IntelliGel Dixie. And then that's being patched into a VCA. If we look back at the sequencer, it's also sending a trigger out into the ADSR, which is shaping our VCA. And then I have a second waveform going into a second VCA down here at the bottom here. And that's what would be sort of processing. So let me turn up the Synth Patch and you can hear it. And just so we start out from scratch, let me bring it all the way dry here so you can get a listen. So this is the signal that we'll be applying a delay to. So let's start out with something simple. Bring the feedback down a little bit. And let me start it right about there and then bring up the feedback. And then I'll bring my mix control up. Let me bring it about 50-50 right there. Now let me cut back the feedback a little. You get some really nice flangey sounds. Let's try increasing the delay about halfway. And then I'll bring the feedback up a little. And let me keep the mix at 50-50 for now. And then I'll go up a little bit on the rate. And here you start getting into slightly longer delays. And then all the way at the max, it kind of starts sounding like that. This is also the range where you start getting some very distinctive kind of glitchy sounds. Let's bring the mix control up just a little bit. So there we should have a fully wet signal right there. And let me bring the feedback up. It will sort of start feeding back kind of beyond comprehension in a little bit. But you can also kind of create some nice distortion effects with this as well, just by doing manual controls of the delay. Now I haven't done any adjustments to the internal trim pot for the delay rate or the feedback. This is just out of the factory settings that are here inside. So let's bring the mix control back a little bit to about 50-50. Let's bring the rate all the way down, or close to all the way down, right about there. Let's bring up the feedback all by itself. Just so you can kind of hear what that full feedback sound gives you. Let's bring up the mix a little. So you can create some really nice washes of sounds. Cool. So that's our first sound patch. So let me turn down our synth patch, and now I'll bring in a drum patch. If you look over on the side, I got a TR-8 by Roland, the drum machine, and we're going to be using that. So let's hear what our dry signal sounds like. I'm going to turn the mix down and then bring in our drum sound. So this is our dry drum sequence. Now let's bring up the mix a little bit. Now it's just a little bit of excitement to that drum beat. Bring that down again. So that's our dry signal. Here it is at about 50-50. Now let me bring the feedback up a little. I'm just doing that so you can hear kind of an example of what that would be like at full feedback. So let me put it about halfway, and then we'll kind of play with the delay rate right here. You get some real nice delay trails going on right there, very spacey. And bring the mix level all the way up. Should have 100% wet. Bring the feedback up a little. So very, very cool sounds that you can achieve with this. Let's try a mix level back at 50, about there. We're getting feedback all the way up, rate all the way up. So hear what that gives us again. Kind of that nice chaotic tone. Very sci-fi kind of delays. And then we're pretty close to our original sound again. And so that's just a basic demonstration of some of the types of sounds that you can get out of the Synthrotek delay. Now, lastly, I did want to thank you for watching. I'm going to unpatch this. And then I do want to invite you to watch some of the upcoming demos. I do plan on doing one on modulation of the delay rate and the feedback amount. So hopefully you found this useful. Go ahead and leave comments on the Modular Wild channel as well as the video page for this particular demonstration. Let me know if there's anything else you want to hear or any other future demos that you'd like to see. Thanks again for watching.